Mississippi State wearing the home white as we are get set to go. For the first time, Mississippi State and San Francisco squaring off on the hardwood. And the tap is won by the Dons. A very interesting offense San Francisco runs. Everybody on the floor can shoot, and they'll space the floor on you.
Yeah, that's right. Multiple weapons who can shoot from behind the three will make you guard a lot of times for 23, 25 seconds before they take the shot.
Here's the first three hoisted off the mark. Got an offensive rebound. This is Masic, and he nails the three.
Yeah, Masic is a graduate student out of Belgrade. That's right, Serbia, a place where I played. A lot of good people there, known for their toughness and grit. They love basketball there, and this young man brings a lot to the table for the Dons.
Mississippi State, first offensive possession inside. That is rejected by Mookie Cook. Take a look at the starting five for the Bulldogs. This is what San Francisco is going to do. They're going to get him up. This was Tyrone Riley, the fourth.
Well, Tyrone Riley, one of those guys who probably could have went to quite a few Power 4, Power 5 schools, but decided to stay home and be loyal to play with the Dons.
Josh Hubbard, leading scorer on this team, and he gets Mississippi State on the scoreboard.
Yeah, he's a pro's pro. And you think about the small guards who just aren't in the game anymore. We missed that in college basketball. Love to see these two guards today.
One guy missing in the starting lineup for San Francisco, David Fuchs. He is out with an upper body injury, the second game he has missed in a row. And Damian, he's the leading rebounder on this team. A big presence will be missed here today.
Great point, John. And he was missed in their previous game against North Alabama. We watched that game. We both watched the film, and they were up the Dons 16-2 and 24-6, and lost that game. Now, what I saw from North Alabama is they were able to change their defense. They went to kind of a 1-2-2 back to a matchup zone. And this man right there is one of the defensive savants in all of college basketball. He is point blank a winner, and Coach Chris James from Mississippi State, too.
In his first 3 years here at Mississippi State, he has gone to the tournament every single year. This man is not just one of the best in the SEC, he's one of the best coaches in the entire country. It is San Francisco with the early lead. Hubbard gets it up to the deck. No whistle, punched out. And a foul called on the floor as Jamarian Davis-Fleming, the freshman trying to keep it alive, draws the whistle on San Francisco. As we take a look at the Dons head coach, Chris Gerlifson, in his fourth season as the head man, came over here with Todd Golden. Yep. Todd Golden really put this team on the map. The same Todd Golden who is now at Florida, won the national championship last year. But San Francisco also has a big history of winning.
Yeah, you mentioned, what, 8 out of the last 9 years, 20-plus win seasons. Picked third behind the Zags and St. Mary's in the West Coast Conference. Tells you all you need to know.
Inside, freshman off the mark, Davis-Fleming. Couple chances for Mississippi State.
Good cut.
And a good rejection by Brandon Walker, the senior transfer from Montana State. Hubbard, he is quick, up and under, forced that one off the mark.
Yeah, that's why he's got to get better. You can't avoid the contact. Oh, and Hubbard goes
down, grabbing his right ankle. And the officials will stop play. And everybody has the attention on the leading scorer for Mississippi State. This is their season they're looking at right now on the deck. Step up in his absence here with Mississippi down early 7-3.
Well, the guy with the basketball, Jay Nepps out of Norfolk, Virginia, the Georgetown transfer, is the guy that you would look to step up for the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs trying to work inside. And another rejection by Mookie Cook, his second block of the game.
Mississippi State also got off to a slow start on the road against Georgia Tech. And they were down 9-2, but were able to come back and win convincingly against the Yellow Jackets in the ACC-SEC Challenge.
You played here in the SEC. You were an impact player at Auburn. Tell us what it's like emotionally when you see your best player go down, what the other players are experiencing on the floor right now for Mississippi State.
Yeah, it takes a lot out of you, but it depends on the type of injury as well, right? You think about Florida when they lost Micah Handlogden in the SEC title game against Auburn. That's much different than Josh Hubbard. That's an ankle injury. He's not putting pressure on him, but as a Bulldog, you hope he can get back.
Court passes. His Walker off the mark. Backside rebound goes to Masic.
Yeah, you could see Mookie Cook not guarding him whatsoever on the defensive end.
This is what the Dons will do. They'll move it around the perimeter until they can get an open look from three. Even their big men can shoot. Stepping out, hoisting off the mark. Rebounds Jabari McGee. He's the UAB transfer. Jaden Epps forcing this one, gets it to go. Jaden Epps was supposed to be the Robin to the Batman for Josh Hubbard, trying to help the scoring load, and he's now going to have to step up here today. Yeah,
and you know, he's been in and out due to injury. If he wasn't, then this record would probably be somewhat different for Mississippi State as well. Jaden Epps didn't even play in the Iowa State game. You know, we don't know if that would have made a difference. We saw how they blasted Purdue, but he's certainly a difference maker for this Bulldog team.
Man stepping out, backside rebound, offensive rebound for San Francisco.
Nice pass fake.
Oh! Been throwing it down, Mookie Cook.
Young fella, you can see why this team is ranked 3rd in the West Coast Conference.
Dons were 0 for their last 6 from the floor before that flush. This is Walker in close, and he'll be hacked. Ankle injury 2.5 minutes into this game. Now the good sign, we did see him put weight on it as he walked back into the locker room where he is currently being attended to by the staff here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, you could see the shock by their staff when he went down, but this is Josh Hubbard. It was that right ankle, and he looks to be walking on it pretty good. That's good to see versus him not being able to put any weight on it. My guess is they probably went to the sideline, taped it up. He's got some support. My guess is if he can move good enough, he'll come back in the game.
Bulldogs playing without him right now. As Beasley running the show here for San Francisco with an early 4-point lead. Riley the 4th, rising up off the mark. Big rebound by McGee.
Yeah, McGee is a supreme athlete. Downhill
he shrugs
driving
off the defender, but his jumper off the mark.
Yeah, he was a good player at UAB, and you can see where Mississippi State's missed 6 out of their last 7 field goals. I like the defense that the Dons have been playing, but I would say Mississippi State's just missing their shots more right now than the Dons really stopping them on the defensive end.
Pick and roll with the 7'2" center, but Gigi Berea couldn't get the handle. Off the break, it is Beasley with the theft. San Francisco does not have numbers, so Beasley now will set up the offense. Is Barry Wong to the rack, shielding himself from the defender and lays it in.
Yeah, known as a shooter, but I like his shot fake and attacking the basket. They need more of that from Wong, who was with NBA Global Academy.
Mississippi State just 1 for 7 inside the arc to start this game, and a shuffle of the feet. A turnover with a walk called on Walker.
Now, look at Wong right here. This is 6'9", 250 pounds. I like it. He absorbs the contact, keeps his eyes and focus on the rim. If he can continue to put it on the floor like that, along with being able to make shots from behind the three-point line, that will certainly help the Dons out.
And this is an elite officiating crew that we have here today. Don Daly, Will Howard, Darren George. These guys have a ton of experience. They will let you play until things happen, then they'll have to change up how they call this game. Another hard take as Wong back-to-back buckets. Largest lead of the game for San Francisco.
I want to see if they can try to get the basketball inside on this end for Mississippi State. Right now, settling from the perimeter quite a bit.
Chor missing his first 3, and the 7-footer Quincy Ballard keeps it alive for Mississippi State. Sergei Matsura. Chor tries another one. Team rebounding effort as Beasley comes away with it.
Yeah, they needed Chor to start making more shots like he did for current Texas A&M coach Bucky McMillan while he was at Sanford.
Long as at back-to-back buckets. Now he tries a deep one. In and out. Sora running the floor. And the sophomore from Slovenia ends the run.
Yeah, he's been going through some injuries. Actually, when I went to see them practice before the season started, he was one of the more impressive wings they had.
There's a steal now. Delquan Warren lays it in, plus the foul.
Delquan Warren, 6'2", 180-pound sophomore out of Erie, Pennsylvania, with a little thievery this time, and then he's able to actually put icing on the cake with getting a foul against Beasley. This is the game right here. It's the ability for Mississippi State to try to speed this game up and get out in transition. That's what the Dons coaching staff told us they were most concerned about in regards to playing Mississippi State.
Played almost 8 minutes here in Tupelo, Mississippi. This is a neutral court matchup. First time both these teams are meeting. And that neutral court means a lot for both these teams because this could potentially be a quad 2 game when it's all said and done towards tournament time. Trying to save it, out of bounds. Fight for the ball, bodies on the deck. It's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow goes to Mississippi State. Here in Tupelo, the home of Elvis Presley. But it's San Francisco on the road with an early 4-point lead.
In a lot of these non-conference games, and the San Francisco Dons are a worthy and competitive opponent.
Let's be real, this is a big game for both of these teams because if this game went down in Starkville, it could have potentially been a quad 3 game
That's right.
the season. But because it's a neutral site, it could be a quad 2 game on the schedule. Natsura slicing through the lane, and Mississippi State cuts the lead down to 2.
Yeah, he's lean. He's a guy that if you allow to move with freedom, he can really hurt you in transition or in the half court.
Here is Cook, and in his face, back iron and a chore with the rebound. Here's McGee, uses the screen, a chore. Take another try from deep. He is 0 for 3 from downtown to start.
Yeah, and I've been there before as a shooter. You're so accustomed to making them, you want to keep shooting it, but he may need to take a bounce to get to the mid-range or get to the free throw line.
Fast pace as Mississippi State wants to get out and run with this team. They have a ton of athletes trying to take advantage of it. Natsura from the corner. Can't get that one to fall. A chore on the glass.
There you go.
Not shooting it well, but still hustling, keeps it alive, and draws the whistle.
Well, the offensive glass is so valuable right now. And so for a chore, if you're not making shots, you can control the intangibles like getting to the offensive glass, which I think will determine this game along with the turnovers today.
A chore to the line, shooting 2.
So a chore. The 6'9" redshirt senior from Melbourne, Australia.
And he's been to quite a few places, right? Chipola Junior College, Sanford, Kansas State, and Mississippi State.
Got some women's basketball taking over the SEC Network Wednesday night. Got Grace Slaughter in Missouri hosting Barry Wallace in Illinois, 7 Eastern, 6 Central from Mizzou Arena. It is also available on the ESPN app.
And if you haven't seen Grace Slaughter, you're in for a treat. Averaging 20 points, 7.5 rebounds. Shoots about 43% from 3 as a career shooter out of Grain Valley, Missouri. Big one for the Missouri Tigers.
San Francisco with the early lead. Mississippi State trying to cut into it without their leading scorer and assist man, Josh Hubbard, who is still in the locker room as he went down earlier after he turned his right ankle. 7-footer Diaz-Grand hands it off. Jump shot. And San Francisco has gone cold from the floor after the hot start.
Yeah, they went cold in their game against North Alabama. Went 10 minutes in the first half without a basket.
Cook, coast to coast, lays it in.
Pretty basketball. A guy who they're expecting a lot more from. A double-digit guy, 6'7" rebounds, good athleticism and size.
Tell a chore trying to be a little more aggressive, but had his shot blocked there. 10 minutes to play here in this first half. A neutral site here in Tupelo, Mississippi. Diaz Graham bounces it off his foot, turnover. And here goes Warren. One-on-one, and it's pinned by Cook. Matsura come away with it with 20 seconds on the shot clock.
Love the way these two teams are getting after it. Good tenacity right now.
And over and back, but the officials, a great job here by Don Daly coming in. He said it was deflected, so the call will be changed. Mississippi State will retain possession.
Shows you the power of traveling for Bulldog Nation. Don Daly came in there. It was good teamwork by him and George. You know, you mentioned it. You can't find a better officiating crew, and that was a good job of them working it out together.
And also quickly, right? Sometimes you go to the line and get all the...
Ooh, we don't want to mention that. You're going to jinx us, man. We had a great game so far. First 10 minutes, no monitor.
Jaden Epps with a hand in his face, and he doesn't draw iron.
Mississippi State just switching everything defensively to try to disrupt those handoffs and fade screens and curls and stay out on their shooters. I like it.
Mississippi State 0 for their last 6 from the floor. Let's see if Epps can end this drought here.
I think Ballard needs a touch inside.
Had it blocked by Tyrone Riley IV, but he stepped out of bounds.
I like getting Quincy Ballard a touch on the inside. Ballard, the transfer from Wichita State, a 5th-year guy. He can score if he can get to that left shoulder. 7 feet, 260 pounds senior. And that's the difference between Jaden Epps and Josh Hubbard. Jaden Epps, when that shot clock's going down, he doesn't have that same athleticism and ability to elevate over his opponent as well.
Warren comes to a stop, needing help. Shot clock's down to 8 for the Bulldogs. Here's Warren, one-on-one. Knocks it down. Delquan Warren, he has been fighting for rotational minutes. But with Josh Hubbard going down, he has tied this game at 15.
Yeah, career high 5 points in the SEC tournament last year. He's already, looks like he's going to surpass that tonight.
Beasley wide open.
They've got to get Beasley going.
Epps surveys the floor. Davis Fleming. Want to see Mississippi State go inside a little more?
Absolutely. They're settling from the perimeter where I think Ballard has an advantage. They haven't even attempted to go to him.
Double high ball screen for San Francisco. Backside and two-hand flush for Tyrone Riley. He caught a body with that one.
Nice athletes the Dons have. You can see why they were picked 3rd in the West Coast Conference. Nice rangy guys, 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", 6'9".
Now inside they go, and immediately the whistle as Wong is called for the reach-in.
One of the greatest artists to ever do it, that's for sure.
Now Mississippi State plays here in Tupelo once every year, getting a chance for their teams in the northern part of the state to get a chance to see them and not have to drive all the way down to Starkville.
Well, and the coaches were telling us, right, the difference in it being a quad 1 and a quad 2 because it's on a neutral site. Remember, quad 1 is 1 through 30 at home, but net ranking 1 through 50 on a neutral site is a quad 1. So that would be great for either one of these teams who are able to come out with the win if those teams end up 1 to 50 or even 1 to 100 in their net ranking.
San Francisco has led this one the entire way. Runner in the lane as Riley starting to take over for the Dons.
Well, he's one of the more highly touted players. Dad played at San Francisco, another reason why he decided to stay home with San Fran as well in the offseason.
Sora off the mark from deep. Mississippi State is now 2 for 13 from downtown to start.
Well, you take Josh Hubbard out, not only does it make it harder to score, but it makes it harder on the ancillary role players because they now are getting focused on with the best defenders for the Dons.
Kiki Berea, backdoor cut to Beasley. Trying to work on the block. Had that deflected, but a whistle is called. As it looks like it's going to be called on Jaden Epps. Thursday night, right here on the SEC Network, we will have the exclusive reveal of next year's SEC football schedule at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, a 2-hour breakdown of each school and the top matchups for 2026.
Now,
a lot of football talk.
I was about to ask
right
you,
now.
man, what are your thoughts on the Crimson Tide? I like the Crimson Tide getting rewarded. If you ever punish teams for getting in their conference championships, then that's going to demote and dissuade people from wanting to play in the conference championship. So I like that the teams didn't really lose. Same thing with Ohio State and Indiana. You want to reward the teams, right?
What about the case for Texas?
That was tough. That was tough because, I mean, listen, you're playing in what I still consider the best conference in college football as far as top to bottom, and they were able to knock off a tough Texas A&M team.
Pass inside by Matsura. Deflected out of bounds. Plenty of time on the shot clock. You said they'd want it. You wanted them to go inside to Ballard more. Has not gotten many touches, the 7-footer from Mississippi State.
Sure. Well, and Ballard is raw, even though he's played for a while. But I think in this particular game, he can put pressure on the defense and take pressure off of Mississippi State's offense.
Open off the screen. This is Epps. Nothing but nylon. Just the third three knocked down by the Bulldogs here in this first half. Crowd trying to get into it here on this neutral site with the Bulldogs down 3. Beasley, backdoor cut. Good recovery defense by Mississippi State. The runner, a wild one, somehow finds a home for Ryan Beasley.
Yeah, tough shot. 5'11" sophomore guard out of California. Really using some speed. He plays so hard. He brings so much to this team for the Dons.
You think Epps is the guy who will try to pick up the scoring, with Josh Hubbard still out of this game. Shot clock winding down. It's at 2. Jones, turnaround, has to get it off. And here's Ballard, backside rebound, but it rolls off.
Well, that's how you do it when you're a 7-footer. You go to the offensive glass and try to get it yourself. What I didn't like is that instead of that jump hook, I think he should try to go straight to the rim and dunk it, being so big with that size.
We approach 4 minutes to play in this first half. Beasley from 3. And Ryan Beasley now has 7 points.
Young fella starting to heat up now.
Matsura dumps under, but unable to finish in close at the rim.
We were told by Mississippi State that they would make a decision following halftime in regards to Josh Hubbard. Right now, you can tell he has been dearly missed, and the Dons starting to pick up a lot of momentum here.
Beasley gets by his man. Wild one throws it up. And it's Ballard cleaning the glass. State trying to cut into this 8-point lead. Epps finds Matsura from 3.
Too much settling. Right now, the Bulldogs are 3 of 15 from behind the 3-point line. Now, the Dons aren't much better, but the Dons are more known for their 3-point shooting.
There is Hubbard back on the bench after rolling his right ankle here in this first half. Not looking good for the leading scorer. Just a freak accident. He was backpedaling, rolled his ankle when he clipped the foot of his teammate. San Francisco out of the timeout, hoisting a 3. It'll be Mississippi State ball. And Epps now looks like he's a little shaken up, and he's going to have to tie the shoes a little tighter on that left ankle.
Well, for Mississippi State, their best depth is actually at the guard position. You've seen Warren that's come in and made good contributions. We've talked about McGee, and Jaden Epps is now back healthy. And so if you're Mississippi State, you got to just continue to fight this. And if you're the Dons, you want to take advantage. Maybe a little bit more pressure on the guards. There you
Inside
go.
to Ballard, the soft touch, but it rolls off the rim.
Yeah, they went to him. It's point-blank range, in and out. I thought it was a nice set out of the timeout by Coach Chris Jans.
Backdoor cut. It was kicked by Ballard.
Quincy Ballard's frustrated with himself.
Chris Jans going into his bench as Amir Ali on the floor, the Arizona State transfer, trying to find an answer to get in some offensive rhythm for the Bulldogs. Graham picks up his dribble. Another three off the mark. Good box out underneath there by Sean Jones Jr. Now on the other end, Jones Jr. short on that three attempt.
I don't know if I've ever seen Mississippi State taking this many threes. Don't know if it's because you hear this by analysts all the time, and sometimes you open for a reason. And right now the iron has been unkind. Whether it's a mid-range jump shot or taking it to the basket, you've got to try something different. Same thing for the Dons, though. They've struggled from behind the three-point line. If they can attack the rim, whether it's back cuts or off the bounce, that's what I'd be doing.
Diaz Graham, a wild one off the mark. 90 seconds to play in this first half. It has been led by San Francisco since the opening tip. But a hard take by Jabari McGee gets Mississippi State within 6.
Yeah, whoever does that right there, what the UAB transfer just did, is going to win this basketball game. You got to be aggressive. Attack the basket. Put the onus on the officials to blow the whistle.
Pick and roll. Diaz Graham. Two-hand flush.
Right back at you. Diaz Graham, the 7-footer forward senior out of Spain, showing you the nice finish. Old school pick and roll.
So timeout on the floor.
Gigi Berea as well.
All right, if you're Chris Jans, what are you drawing up coming out of this timeout under a minute to play here in this first half?
Well, because of the struggles from the three-point line, I want something going to the basket, whether that's off of the pass or off of the bounce.
McGee met by Cook, and a jump ball is called. Mookie Cook got his hand on it. Possession hour goes to the Dons.
Mookie Cook, the transfer from Oregon, probably wasn't getting enough minutes that he wanted there, and now with the Dons having an opportunity to display more of what he's able to do. Good size, especially in the West Coast Conference.
9-second differential between shot and game clock to end this first half. Beasley gets the handoff back.
Pretty good defense.
Long got away with that hook to the rim, switches hands, and finishes with the left.
This is one of the more impressive games that I have seen with Wong attacking the basket. He has done an outstanding job of using his shot fake and then using his size and body off the bounce to explode to the rim.
There was a delay game warning called against San Francisco. That's why they paused the action. The Dons have opened up a 10-point lead here with 14.5 to close out this first half.
Well, we knew that the Dons would be desperate for a win. They have not lost 3 games in a row in 2.5 years, and that's what they're coming in off of 3 losses in a row.
Epps, he is hounded right now. 3 seconds to play in this half. State's got to go. 1 second. Epps with the lay-in, and he beats the buzzer. The basket will count as Mississippi State cuts the deficit.
At the battle of the small guards, just different type of small guards.
Story of that game, Josh Hubbard 2.5 minutes, rolled that right ankle, had ice on it in the first half. He is back on the bench, but does not have his right shoe. So Mississippi State playing the second half without their leading scorer. Here's Epps, pull up, mid-range, strong, over the basket. And San Francisco ball. Lowest scoring first half of the season for Mississippi State, and that is the reason why, without Josh Hubbard.
Absolutely. You take anybody's best player, and especially such a dominant player like Josh Hubbard, and they're going to have struggles. This is the end where Mississippi State will have to tighten up defensively.
Backdoor cut and the two-hand slam. Tyrone Riley, he leads the way now with 9.
Man, you can see why the Dons are excited to have him back. At 6'6", 200 pounds, the wing is excellent on and off the ball.
Epps knows he's got to pick up the load as he rattles in that 3 here in the second half.
Well, listen, Jaden Epps was Big East Freshman of the Week when he was a freshman, Big East Player of the Week. He's a proven scorer. And fortunate that Mississippi State has him right now with Hubbard out of the game.
San Francisco has led the entire game with a 7-point lead here in the second half.
Love the flow here by the Dons. Changing sides of the floor, multiple screens, curls, and now the ball inside.
Riley the fourth met with a double team, puts it up and puts it in. How about that shot here in Tupelo?
Love it. Excellent job. Kept his focus on the basket and on the rim. You can see why he was on the all-WCC freshman team last season.
First player in this game to reach double figures. He's got 11. McGee, mid-range. Maybe the scoring is starting to heat up after we take the Elvis glasses off.
Well, we took the Elvis glasses off, and they took I guess, the line that was keeping them from shooting anything but three-pointers off. Now going to the basket, much better.
Riley the fourth, he's had the hot hand, and he stays hot from downtown. He's got 14.
Southpaw is cooking right now. Came off ready to plant and score.
Walker, they were daring him to shoot that. Inside he goes, but out of bounds is Cook with the basketball. It stays here with State.
You know, Shrift, this is a message to young players all over the country. You know, Riley the fourth could have went to any school after making the West Coast Conference freshman team, but he stayed with a coach that understands him, with a team that understands him, and look at the success that he's having.
This is a guy who entered the transfer portal in the offseason. As Walker is off the mark, skying for the board is Cook. But Riley the fourth with powerful offers as running the floor, Diaz-Graham, San Francisco, a 12-point lead.
Well, you can tell this is a team that is hungry after coming off of 3 losses.
This is a Bulldogs offense looking for somebody to step up. It is Jones in the lane. His runner is good.
Sean Jones has been through battles. You expect the senior to step up right now in the absence of Josh Hubbard. He's one of the guys who can get you double-digit points.
To the deck. Look at that hustle. Nice job by Jones. Up ahead, McGee with 2 hands rising up.
John Shriffen, we will have to remember that play. The Dons on a run. There's a loose ball. Who wanted it more? Led to 2 points by McGee on the other end.
Beasley blew a tire, scrum on the floor. And a jump ball is called. It'll stay with San Francisco.
You win and win games in March. It's the same as if you want to win games in December. Sean Jones Jr. comes up with the loose ball. Your boy McGee is able to finish with the 2-hand slam. A nice job by Mississippi State, turning it up a little bit, not only in their emotions, but with their actions.
You know, Damian, 11 new players on this Mississippi State team this year. This is one of those games you will learn a lot about yourself. A tough non-conference matchup with your best player out of the game.
Yeah, I would agree. And on the other end for the Dons right now, you got to keep your foot on the gas pedal. Another careless turnover here.
McGee Fouled in transition. And all of a sudden, it seems like Mississippi State's starting to get some momentum here.
Yeah, two things that I'm seeing right here. Number one, give credit to Mississippi State and the Bulldog Nation who have showed up for this basketball game. We watched the Tennessee-Illinois game yesterday, and it was about 50-50 in that crowd, and it made a difference for the Illini down the stretch. And I think Mississippi State fans are going to make a difference here tonight. They're coming out, they're showing their support here in Tupelo, Mississippi, and as a team that's down their star player, I think it's making a difference.
I've always enjoyed my time when I go to Starkville. The only thing I'm missing here about the change in scenery from Starkville here to Tupelo, DJ Cujo. Man, he gets that place lit.
He gets it lit. The fact that we were picked third behind St. Mary's and Gonzaga, we know they're great programs, but we want our ceiling to continue to go up as well. This is an opportunity for the Dons to do that.
They upset their last game at home against North Alabama, a loss that they did not expect to have, but they're bouncing back here in this neutral site game here against Mississippi State. Sora gets it away with 7 on the shot clock. Epps using the screen. Had his shot pinned, and the Dons with the ball.
State really doesn't have anyone that is controlling the defense and putting the defense at a disadvantage. You want to have somebody that can draw 2 defenders at one point, and right now they're just guarding them straight up. The Dons are doing a solid job man-to-man, and Chris Jans, who we talked about being defensive general, may have to mix it up down the stretch to try to create some offense off of their defense to get the Bulldogs into transition.
Different actions that San Francisco will run here on the perimeter. This is Smiley knocks down the 3. Legend Smiley, the freshman from Seattle, hit back-to-back threes in their last game to tie it. They did not get the win, but he can knock it down from deep.
Yep, nice. It was a great set that time, and it's one of the reasons why San Fran continues to play with excellence in the West Coast Conference.
He was spaced, tip, no good at the rim, but that ball was affected on the cylinder. So basket interference and the bucket to the Bulldogs. Full court press here by Mississippi State. Chris Jans said he was concerned about this game because we have not seen an offense like this all season long. San Francisco is very unique with everybody on the floor able to shoot from the perimeter. There's Cook stretching the floor, gets inside now, rolling off. And Matsura, as he rubs his right knee, is a little banged up as he walks up the floor. Here's next week's featured SEC Network's men's basketball matchup. 18th ranked Kentucky hosts North Carolina Central University. That's Tuesday night at Rupp Arena. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. You can also watch on the ESPN app.
Big Blue Nation, the world will be watching. They want to see the response. Coach Mark Pope doesn't get any easier. They still have a very tedious and challenging schedule as the season goes on, but I think the Wildcats are going to respond and come out hungry and tenacious in that game.
McGee backing down his smaller man, gets all the way to the cup.
Now that's what I mean when I say not settling from the perimeter, using your athleticism and strength to get to the basket.
The lead is down to 7. Long does a great job again when the defender's on his hip. He finishes at the cup.
That was so good. And those are the decisions that you have to make when you face San Francisco Dons and you see the success they're having here in the second half. Now, on the other side, if you're Mississippi State, you're allowing San Fran to be too comfortable. A team like this, any teams that like to run pristine offenses, dribble handoffs, curl screens, fade screens, if you don't disrupt them, then offensively, they're going to set you on fire, and that's what the Dons have done. Now they're switching to the 1-3-1 zone out of the timeout.
Looking to trap anytime in the corner. Let's see what Mississippi State does to counter this zone. Inside they go, quick passing.
There you go.
And the Bulldogs carve up the zone.
He's too big and he's too strong. Now, A lot of times he shoots that floater as a 7-footer when I think he should be dunking it. But you've got to have an inside presence if you're the Bulldogs here.
But this is the end Mississippi State needs to lock in. San Francisco is 6 of 7 here in the second half. Make that 6 of 8.
Yeah, good box out that time. Once again, you saw him earlier by Sean Jones Jr.
San Fran back in man. And the backside board to Ryan Beasley.
Yeah, that's a heat check, but I think you've got to try to get the basketball inside. You can get a better look than that if you're Jaden Epps.
Mississippi State has never led in this ball game. Wong contested off the mark. Fight for the board is won by Smiley.
Mismatched out downstairs. Number 10 in green versus number white in 5, Sean Jones Jr.
Wong working on Ballard. Pump fake. Man goes flying. Gigi Berea with the offensive putback.
Yeah, another example of a big man. Didn't quite get it when he had the mismatch, but he went and got it off of the glass. Nice job by Gigi Berea.
The grad transfer from Georgia Tech pushes the lead back to 9. McGee uses that screen from Ballard. Nice hesitation inside. Matsura off the window.
Matsura has really good size on the interior, good touch. He got healthy at just the right time for Mississippi State. And now we see a chest move by Chris Jans, and I like the chest move. He's going to the matchup 2-3 zone, which is what North Alabama used to get back in the game against the Dons in their previous loss. Good pass.
Matsura goes flying by, and the bucket for legend Smiley. 28 points in the paint now for San Francisco. Epps goes reverse.
And I think it should be reversed. No pun intended. Because Mississippi State has the speed advantage versus, I think, the skill and the size advantage goes to San Fran.
What do you think about the Bulldogs staying in a zone here?
I love it. That's how North Alabama was able to really shut the San Francisco Dons out for 10 minutes in the first half. They went to a 2-2-1 and mixed it up with the 1-2-2 full court back into a matchup 2-3 zone.
Here's McGee, gets into the paint. Fadeaway jumper is good. And the lead is cut down to 5.
If I was Jans, I would tell the Mississippi State Bulldogs to forget about the three-point line in the second half. Everything's to the basket.
It's a different energy here in Tupelo right now as we approach 10 minutes to play in the second half. Smiley contested 3 off the mark. And it's McGee fouled on the rebound by Gigi Berea. We got a ball game here, Damian.
No doubt about it. Good timing.
Hubbard went down with a right ankle injury, turned his ankle, as you see he has turned into a cheerleader now as he is on the bench without his right shoe. They're going to play the rest of this one without him as we take another look at what happened to Hubbard in that first half.
Well, he had that look on his face on the sideline because he's thinking, I shouldn't even be over here. Sean Jones, man, look where you're running, man. But Sean Jones Jr. is making up for it in the second half. And he couldn't put a lot of weight on it then, and then he iced it up. But we saw him be able to put a little weight. My guess is they're just holding him out. They want to get him back healthy, and that's the most important. And I like that by Coach Chris Jans and his staff.
They're learning to play without him here in Tupelo. As McGee trying to work, finds Matsura. 5 on the shot clock. Here's a 3. He nails it. McGee has come to play in this second half. It's a one-possession game. Beasley changed direction with the left, high off the glass. State can tie or take the lead with a 3.
Yeah, Coach Chris Jans has tightened up the range defensively right now. Struggling a little bit here in this second half.
Warren directing traffic. Ballard was calling for it. Now Warren with the handoff. Tiptoes the sideline. A 3 short from Jones.
I don't mind that three-point shot, though. Nice job of Warren drawing, driving, and dishing. Jones Jr. just a little short.
Beasley forced that one up. And Warren saves it, but to San Francisco. And the 3 is good.
Yeah, Masic with the nice three-pointer, a timely three-pointer, but not to the fault of Mississippi State. I thought they hustled that time, did a nice job of going after the loose ball, but nice job by the Dons answering the run.
That ended a 7-0 run for the Bulldogs. As Ballard, 7-footer, shows the handles, but too strong.
Like the fact that Coach Jans is continuing to go inside to Ballard. Ballard's got to reward him, though, by finishing, trying to dunk the basketball versus throwing it up with that soft jump shot.
Cook, crossover, cut off by Matsura on the baseline, still puts it up, gets his own miss, and will be fouled on the rebound.
6 turnovers by the Dons, only 3 by Mississippi State. But the field goal percentages have been the biggest difference for Mississippi State. 26% in the first half and 58% here in the second.
Ballard, the 7-footer, forced to come out. With Diaz-Graham, he can shoot.
They're trying to put Ballard into ball screens. Great
Going
set.
up top, Diaz-Graham lays it in. You said it.
Yeah. Well, they put him in a ball screen, and then there was a back screen on Quincy Ballard that allowed for the wide open layup. Tremendous set out of the timeout.
The lead is pushed back to 7. Epps now using Ballard to set the screen for him. 3 on the shot clock. Matsura. One leg fadeaway, strong. It's Beasley with the board.
Yeah, good defense that time by the Dons. You can tell why Josh Hubbard is dearly missed right now. The boy McGee on the sideline. I'm guessing Coach Jans will want to get him back in pretty soon.
Beasley forced to pick up his dribble. Cook using that screen halfway down, but it comes out.
Yeah, good look. But once again, putting Ballard into the ball screen. That's why I think you got to try to get Ballard inside, but he's got to convert.
Epps left alone, and he knocks it down. His 3rd 3 of the game. He's got 15.
Well, nice job of Coach Chris Jans using Quincy Ballard that time in a ball screen to get Jaden Epps open. See a little full court pressure now by the State.
This offense, it just puts you in so many awkward defensive positions, and you're always seemingly in scramble mode, trying to recover.
But a nice job of not allowing the Dons to get comfortable. They went man-to-man, now they're back into the zone.
3 off the mark, offensive rebound to Diaz-Graham. Step back, Beasley, another try, and he nails it.
Big-time offensive rebound that time, and as a result, Ryan Beasley knocks down the 3-point shot.
They are giving Walker any shot he wants, as he wasn't even looking at the rim there. McGee back on the floor, bricks it. Walker tries to keep it alive, and he does, out of bounds off the Dons. Women's basketball takes over the SEC Network Wednesday night. You got Grace Slaughter in Missouri hosting Barry Wallace in Illinois. 7 Eastern, 6 Central from Mizzou Arena. Also available on the ESPN app.
We talked about Barry Wallace a little bit earlier. 6'1" sophomore, averaging 18 and 7. Nice to see Kelly Harper, who spent some time with us as an analyst, back on the sidelines coaching again.
Epps, skip pass, finds Finds Jones, cut off baseline. Walker in close, the spin move, and the soft touch in close.
Check my footwork. Big fella, nice spin, Earl of Pearl spin in traffic. And now can Mississippi State get some stops and get this crowd back engaged?
Once again with the zone, under 5 minutes to play. Push shot off the mark, Diaz-Graham, and he's going to be fouled on the rebound. He has been a problem on the offensive glass.
Yeah, they got to finish and complete the deal with the rebound, but give credit, Brandon Walker, the senior at 6'8", 255 pounds out there moving like that, Shrift, showing you a little touch.
Former All-Big Sky at Montana State, transferring in this season and starting to find his form here in the SEC.
And listen, both of these teams, and this is the story in college basketball for the Dons, 8-9 new players, and on the other side for Mississippi State, 11 newcomers. Both of these teams still trying to figure out their identity, which is much more challenging to do when you go out and challenge yourself, right? Both coaches have went out and said, we're not just going to play a soft schedule, we're going to test ourselves early.
Over the back called on Guillermo Diaz-Graham, who just missed at the free throw line. Not many fouls called in this game, as the officials once again doing a great job letting them play. Don Daly, Will Howard, Darren George, an elite officiating crew here today. The clock will start. A 5-point game. With Mississippi State playing without their best player. Epps, crossover, gets in the lane. Walker trying to use that size, runs over the defender, can't finish, gets his own miss, puts it in, plus the foul. Brandon Walker stepping up big.
That is a prime example of knowing your strengths and your weaknesses. So think about it. Brandon Walker, they're giving him the shot, but he says, I don't care if you're giving me the shot. I'm bigger, I'm stronger, I'm better in that paint. And as a result, he now has a chance for a three-point play the old-fashioned way. And his teammates are loving it.
Credit the freshman, Jamarion Davis-Fleming, with that tip, keeping it alive on the glass. As Walker to the line. Ooh, he went to the bank, but he cannot convert it. Hustle now by Mississippi State. They are in desperation mode here. Epps, step back, three, got it! And we are tied at 56.
Ryan Beasley will learn you never leave the basketball that time. Jaden Epps takes advantage, and now State back into their 2-3 zone. I know they go man-to-man now.
A 7-0 run for the Bulldogs. Beasley, river on. We found the slimmest of angles to put that in and put San Francisco back on top.
Nice job of using the rim as protection on that play.
Epps for the lead. And the rebound to Beasley.
Here's where decision-making is so critical in the game of basketball, and particularly from the point guards.
Beasley decides not to use the screen. Oh, just midair, tough shot. He was looking for the whistle. They've been letting them play all game long.
Yeah, you never want to be in a situation where you're looking for the whistle. Allow the officials to call the game. You play the game.
Walker, skip pass. Jones lost it, turnover. The intensity has been ratcheted up.
And remember, they're actually missing David Fuchs as well, the junior out of Austria, who has not played this entire game.
Epps and McGee picking up the scoring load. They've scored 22 points combined in this second half. Under 3 to play. Mississippi State has never led in this ball game. Long with 4 on the shot clock. Big steps. He is going to be met by Epps, who will pick up his second personal.
I like the strategy, though, by Coach Chris Jans in that North Alabama
point game. Mississippi State has been going to the zone down the stretch here in the second half. Cook decides to back it out, and they'll run the offense. Long, 3-ball, too strong. Good box out by Jones.
Yeah, Mississippi State fortunate. Walker got lost.
Here's Jones from the wing, off the mark. Walker got away with a push, but it's blocked. Good help D by Riley. Mississippi State just has not been able.
Question also is, what type of defense now is Mississippi State going to come out in? And they come out in the zone, which is what I like. Looks like they're trying to match up, though, now as the shot clock goes down for rebounding position.
Beasley hoists it. And a rebound to the freshman Davis Fleming.
Excellent.
Under a minute to play. It is McGee who will slow things down. Ties with a 2, with a 3 takes the lead.
Watch for the offensive glass.
And a reach-in foul called on Beasley. That is just his second.
How about this clean game that we have had, right? Not a lot of fouls by either teams. A total of 10 turnovers between the two teams, 6 for the Dons, and then only 4 for Mississippi State. Well-coached teams. Francisco Dons play well.
Do you go for a 2 or go for a 3 with still so much time on the game clock?
Best available, but I like attacking the basket. Jaden Epps, though, has been really good, so if he gets a 3, I don't mind him taking it.
Epps with the ball in his hands. And they're going to try to get it out of his hands. The double team gets rid of it. Walker, he's got the ISO now. Trying to back down his man. Turns, puts it up, and he gets the whistle and will go to the free throw line.
But again, that all stemmed from the timeout. They knew they were settled, right? They weren't thinking, oh my gosh, we're down 2. We just got to score. There's only 20 seconds left on the shot clock. They were settled down, and now Walker's got a chance to try to tie the game at the free throw line.
He is 0 for 3 from the line today. And he knocks it down. That's a smooth-looking stroke.
Yeah, that does not look like an 0 for 3 from the line free throw shooter. He's actually shooting about, looks like 52% from the seasons.
1 of 2, and it goes off the head of Diaz-Graham to give Mississippi State the lead. First lead of the game. They have created an atmosphere with the Bulldogs just taking their first lead of the game.
Remember, Mississippi State has 2 fouls to give before they go into the bonus. They should be strategic on how they use them.
Beasley will get it up, crosses half court. 15 seconds to play, State up by 1. Cook spins away from the defender, head fake in the lane, and he is fouled. 6.5 to play with San Fran going to the line.
And Coach Chris Jans, if we can get a look at it, he was telling his guys to foul. And it's always difficult, especially this year, you're dealing with 18 to 22-year-old college kids. He told them that they had 2 fouls to give, but they just waited too late. And as a result, once the shot went up or the shot fake went up, then now you foul with the chance to knock down a couple of free throws for the Dons.
So the officials once again are going to the monitor to take a look at where the clock should be to see if more time will be added to the game clock, and it is. It'll be 9 seconds on the game clock, with Mookie Cook now getting a chance to go to the free throw line.
Take a look here. Now's where you foul if you're trying to foul before, and he was aggressive, but he waited too late. And that's why Coach Chris Jans was on the sideline making the gesture, I told you guys to foul. Once it gets that late, you just have to play straight up defense.
So Cook to the line to shoot 2. He is 1 of 2 from the free throw line today. Solid under pressure, ties the game at 62.
55% free throw shooter.
And he nails them both. Mississippi State will once.
I'm San Francisco. I'm not going to allow it to beat me. but I would keep my eyes actually on Jabari McGee. He's the guy who can get to the rim, aggressive. He can finish at a high level. Now he's being guarded by Ryan Beasley, so that will be a challenge.
Also, the next foul on San Francisco would send Mississippi State to the line, and a turnover on the inbounds, slammed home by Riley. Mistake from Mississippi State. It's still a three-point game, a chance to tie with a three. Epps with space, gets it up, off the mark, and that's how we finish. San Francisco comes into Tupelo and pulls off the 65-62 win.
Outstanding job by the Dons.